We have seen the types of charge distributions, right? Point charge, line charge, surface charge, and volume charge, right? And how to find out the total amount of charge by using for line charge we have made use of single line integral of rho L into dl. For surface charge, surface integral of rho s into ds, and for volume charge, volume integral of rho v into dv, right? Rho L is the line charge density and rho s is the surface charge density, rho v is volume charge density, right? That we have seen yesterday. Today we will see the Coulomb's law and the numericals on Coulomb's law. If time permits, we will move to electric field intensity, what is electric field intensity and what is electric field intensity due to point charge, and few numericals, right? Okay, Coulomb's law, you are already familiar, right? Okay, just already you are familiar with that. Just I'll take, let me consider one point here where I will assume that charge q1 is located. At some distance away from q1, I will take one more point charge plus q2. I am taking both are positive charges here. They may be positive charges or positive and negative charges or both negative charges. But here, in order to explain the Coulomb's law, I am taking two positive charges separated by some distance, right? Okay, this is okay. If I join from point q1 to q2, this distance is simply okay. This I will call it as r1 to r12, simply 1 to 2, simply distance r or r12. Okay, the charges q1 and q2 are separated by a small distance r12, right? Then if we know that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Suppose we have two charged bodies or small objects which are separated by a small distance, then the force of attraction or repulsion, right? How it is given by the force of attraction or repulsion between the two objects. They may be positively charged or negatively charged, or one is positive and one is negative, is directly proportional to the product of the charges q1 and q2 and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Right? This you are familiar. The force of attraction or repulsion between the two charged bodies is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, right? So this is the formula. Then in order to remove the proportionality constant, F is equal to q1 q2 by r12 square, and I will introduce the proportionality constant k, and k is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. I'll tell you what is this. Okay, and these two positive charges are placed in free space or vacuum. It is placed in, these two charged bodies are placed in free space or vacuum. Okay, then we will define the parameter, that is permittivity. Absolute permittivity is equal to permittivity of the free space into relative permittivity, ER. So this we know, right? Epsilon is absolute permittivity of the medium, where the charges are placed, absolute permittivity of free space or vacuum, then this is relative permittivity of the media with respect to free space. Okay, since we have assumed that these two charged bodies are placed in free space or vacuum, then relative permittivity epsilon r is 1. For free space or vacuum, epsilon r is 1, relative permittivity is 1. So whatever the epsilon we have, it is just absolute permittivity is equal to permittivity of the free space, epsilon naught, right? Okay, then I will write the force of attraction and repulsion between the two charged bodies. The formula is q1 q2 by k is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, right? So q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught r12 square, r square, simply r square also I can say. Instead of r12, simply I can write r also, no problem, right? So this is the formula what we get. And the units of force is newtons, n. Simply you can write n or you can write newtons. Okay, this you are familiar. And here one more thing, these two charges q1 and q2, right, they are very small objects and they are separated by a small distance r here, right, and they are placed in free space or vacuum. This is the condition. If they are placed in some other media, then this force equation is not applicable, right? Okay, this is the regular Coulomb's law. Okay, once again I will define. The force of attraction or repulsion between the two charged bodies separated by a small distance is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, right? This is the definition of Coulomb's law. Then we will see the Coulomb's law in vector form, because we need directions, right? So Coulomb's law in vector form we will see. I will take plus q1 charge, right, then plus q2, okay, and this q1 and q2 are in the free space, right? So I will take origin here, because I have to take the help of coordinate system. So origin whose coordinates are 0, 0, 0. Then okay, I will call this as position vector r1. r1 is the position vector. With respect to origin, q2 is located at the distance r2. This is r2 vector. Then the distance between q1 and q2, I will call it as the direction r12 vector, r122 vector, and the unit vector directed from charge q1 to q2 is a12, right? Okay, I have defined all the vectors. R1 vector is the q1 charge q1 is located at with respect to origin is r1 vector, and q2 r2 vector, and the distance between q1 and q2 is r12 vector, and unit vector directed from q1 to q2 is a12 vector. Then since the charges are like charges, I want to find out the force exerted by charge q1 on q2. Similarly, the same amount of force is exerted by charge q2 on q1, right? So here, since the charges are like charges, they repel each other, means q1 and q2, they will try to move far away from each other, right? But here I want to find out the force exerted by charge q1 on q2. The force exerted by charge q1 on q2 is given by, let me call it as F2, right? The force exerted by charge q1 on q2 means the force experienced by charge q2, F2 is equal to, it is repulsive force. So I will show the direction of the force also here. You can observe, I will show it outside. It is F2 vector. If you want to be very specific, you can write F12 vector also, no problem. F122 is the force. Let me change it here. It will be very clear. F122, right? So it is repulsive force. And it is, we know the definition of Coulomb's law already. It is the product of the charges q1, q2 by the proportionality constant 4 pi epsilon naught, and the distance between the two charges is r12 square into, yes, I have to associate the direction, the force, because force is a vector quantity, right? In which direction the force is acting, you can take the help of the unit vector a12. So I will write a12, right? So observe here, r12 I have written. How I will get r12 I will tell. r12 is equal to magnitude of r12 vector, right? So if I take the magnitude of r12 vector, you will get the magnitude, the distance between the two charges r12, right? This is the Coulomb's law in vector form. And once again the same thing, these two charges are placed in free space or vacuum, free space or vacuum. Then we know that epsilon is equal to epsilon naught, because epsilon r is 1 for free space or vacuum, right? Okay, once again the units of force I will write here, it is newtons, right? Okay, then how to define the Coulomb's law in vector form? Just once again the same thing. The force of attraction or repulsion between the two charged bodies separated by a small distance is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Same thing. And we have to take care about the direction of the force, in which direction the force is acting, right? F12. Then the same thing, I want to find out the force experienced by the charge Q1, right? The force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1 we will find out next. The force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1. Already we have seen the force exerted by charge Q1 on Q2. This is the formula we got. Then the force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1, right? Means the force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1. What is the force experienced by charge Q1? So let me call this as F2 to 1. 2 to 1. And you can see here it will be, once again the repulsive force, it will move away. So this is F21. Then this is equal to the force F12 or F21. Both are one and the same, but they are in opposite direction. So minus of F12 I can write. Minus of F12. So already I have F12. So minus of Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R12 square into A12. Yes, I want to remove this negative sign. If I want to remove this negative sign, just reverse the direction of the unit vector. So Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the distance remains the same, magnitude doesn't matter, R12 or R21. And here instead of writing A12 I will write A21. The direction is reverse. This minus sign will vanish if I write this way, right? Okay, whether the attractive force or repulsive force, they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So this is the indication of that. The force exerted, right? Both we have seen. The force exerted by charge Q1 and Q2 is F12. Then the force exerted by charge Q2 and Q1 is F21, and it is equal to minus of F12, right? I hope it is clear to you people. And we have taken the help of the position vectors and the distance vector in order to define the Coulomb's law in vector form here, right? In the previous thing we have just given the definition, and we have seen we have not made use of directions here or vectors here. So this is the Coulomb's law in vector form. Yes, Coulomb's law is linear. What do we mean by this, right? Coulomb's law is linear. What do we mean by this? I am explaining that. Plus Q1 is there and plus Q2 already with the same diagram. The force exerted by charge Q1 on Q2, the same thing. The force will F1 to 2. It will be in this direction, and distance is R12 unit vector, and the unit vector is A12. This is fine. The same things we have taken here. Okay. Coulomb's law is linear. What is the meaning of this? Means, yes, I will increase the magnitude of the charge. Q1 is there. Just I will multiply n. Means I will increase the magnitude of charge Q1 by n number of times. Means n into Q1. Means the charge has been increased. Then what is the effect on the force? The force also will increase by n number of times, n times, right? The force experienced by this charge is n times. The magnitude of the force, repulsive force experienced, will be in the same proportion. If I increase the magnitude of charge Q1 by n times, then force also gets multiplied by n times. Means, right? Hence we say that Coulomb's law is linear, right? This is the meaning of that. Then next, in the previous thing we have seen force due to, we have considered only two charges. If there are more number of charges, then force due to n number of charges we will see, right? Next we are seeing the force due to n number of charges. We'll see. So there is a origin here, origin. Then I will locate one charge Q1 here, right? I will locate another charge Q2 here. Okay. I will not take Q3, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 till Qn, but I will be taking only two charges, right? N equal to 2 I am taking, right? So from origin to this Q1, I will call this as R1 vector, position vector. From here to here, I will call this Q2 as R2 vector. This is the position vector, right? Then I will take another charge Q here, Q. Then I want to find out what is the force exerted by charge Q1 on Q, and what is the force exerted by charge Q2 on Q. If I take Q3, Q3 on Q, Q4 to Q, and so on, right? I have taken only two charges, Q1, Q2, it will go till Qn. Then I want to find out what is the force exerted by charge q1 on q, q2 on q. Here I am assuming all these are positive charges. Yes, first I want to find out what is the force exerted by charge q1 on q. So observe the diagram, I am joining it, right? So this distance is r1q, I will call it as r1q, 1 to q, right? And unit vector is a1q, and force is in this direction. I will write this force experienced by charge q due to q1 is f1q. You can use any notations, but don't get confused. So the force experienced or the force exerted on charge q by q1 is f1q, right? Then next I want to find out what is the force exerted by charge q2 on q. So once again I will join from q2 to q, q2 to q. So this distance I will call it as r2q, and unit vector is a2q, a2q. This is the unit vector. Then the force f2q. Then what is the total amount of force q acting on this charge q due to the other n number of charges q1, q2 and so on. The total amount of force F total acting on charge q, the force, the total force acting on charge q due to other charges, here other charges means only two charges I have taken here. Due to other charges, there may be a number of charges also. Due to other charges is given by F total is equal to F1q. This is the force experienced due to the first charge plus the force experienced by the second charge F2q. This is the formula, right? So by the principle of superposition I can just go on adding. If there are more than three charges, four charges, then F3q, F2q, F4q, F5q and so on till Fnq. If there are a number of charges I can continue, and so on till Fnq. If there are a number of charges I can continue, and I can expand this equation by making use of the principle of superposition. Right? Then what is F1q? I can write I know the Coulomb's law already. So F1q is, right, q1 q2, right? One is q1 into q, because 1 to q, observe here, q1 is one charge and another charge is q. So multiply the two charges, q1 into q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and distance between two charges is r1q square into the unit vector is a1q. This is F1q. Similarly F2q, yes, q2 is one of the charge and another charge is q. So take the multiplication of the two charges, q2 into q by 4 pi epsilon naught. The distance between the two charges is r2q square into a2q. Yes. Then how to find out the unit vector? You already know a1q and a2q. I will tell you, just I will write for one. Okay, I will write for both. a1q, how to find out? Yes, the vector r1q divided by its magnitude of r1q. This is one way. If I want to make use of position vectors, I can write it as okay, yes, one more thing I have missed. From origin to q I have to take the position vector. I will call it as let me call it as rq, right? Rq vector. Let me call it as rq vector. And unit vector aq vector. Let me call it as aq vector. Right? Okay, fine. Then I want to make use of position vector, so this can be written as rq vector minus r1 vector. If I want to make use of if I don't want to use distance vectors, then I can use position rq vector minus r1 vector divided by its magnitude, rq vector minus r1 vector. Right? So similarly I can write for A2Q vector. A2Q vector. I'll skip this, I'll not write this, right? I hope you can do this. So I can express the unit vector either in terms of distance vector or position vector. Anyone you can use. Sometimes we use distance vectors, sometimes we go for position vectors. Already in the first chapter we have studied clearly about distance vectors and position vectors. Yes, we'll take up a few problems on Coulomb's law, right? If any doubts are there, you can unmute your mic and speak to me so that I can clarify the doubts of previous concepts, then I will take up the problem. Just I will wait for a few seconds. You can unmute yourself and speak to me so that I can clarify the doubts if any, or else I will take up this problem. Okay, fine, I will take up this problem. A charge Q1 is equal to minus 20 microcoulomb is located at P of minus 646 and charge Q2 equal to 50 microcoulomb is located at R of 58 minus 2 in a free space. Yes. Find the force exerted on Q2 by Q1 in vector form they have asked, right? Okay. Yes, charge Q1. I will not draw the exact diagram, just roughly I will draw it. Q1 it is equal to minus 20 microcoulombs. And the coordinates here are P of minus 6, 4 and 6. And charge Q2 is located here. And it is how much? 50 microcoulomb. It is always better to draw the diagram so that it will help us and we will not go wrong also. Yes, and it is located at R of 5, 8, minus 2 in free space. Yes, in free space means epsilon is equal to epsilon naught. We know this, right? And epsilon r is 1, relative permittivity. We know this. Yes, one more thing I forgot to tell. Epsilon naught is permittivity of free space and its value is a constant 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 farad per meter. This I could have told there only in Coulomb's law. Okay, epsilon naught is permittivity of free space and it is equal to 8.854 into 10 power minus 12 farad per meter, right? This is the constant value. Okay. Then they have asked the force exerted on Q2 by Q1 means, just I will like F1 to 2 they are asking. F1 to 2. Okay, let me assume the distance between the two vectors R12, or else P and RPR also I can write, or Q1 Q2 is their notation, so I will take R12 vector and unit vector is A12, or else it is better to use the points P and R is given. FP to R I will call it as FPR. I will change the notation FPR, and here instead of R12 I will write RPR, P to R, and here the unit vector is APR from P to R, right? Okay, next I want to find out the force exerted on charge Q2 by Q1 means FP to R I want to find out. Okay, we will write on the formula for that. Fp to R, okay, is equal to product of two charges, that is Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught RPR square, RPR, the distance between two charges, RP to R, RPR square into the unit vector is APR, right? I have the formula now. And one more thing you can observe, Q1 is negative and Q2 is positive, right? Q1 is negative and Q2 is positive. So the force is attractive force, means the force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1, it is attractive force. The direction should be like this, right? So FPR should be reversed, but I have taken the direction as FPR in the rightward direction. So answer whatever I get will be negative because I should reverse the direction, that's all, right? But here I know that it is attractive force now, but here in the diagram what I shown is repulsive force, but the answer I will be getting as negative because I have taken the wrong direction, right? But I know that one of the charge is negative and another is positive, so it is attractive force. The direction of force should be reversed. I should be having this in the mind. Later on I will take care of this, right? First we'll solve this. FPR. Yes, what is Q1? Minus 20 microcoulomb. 20 micro means 10 power minus 6. Then Q2 is 50 microcoulomb. 50 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 4 into pi into epsilon naught is constant 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Yes, before RPR I don't know, so first we'll find out RPR vector. RPR vector. So P to R, P and R. So 5 minus of minus 6, 5 plus 6, it is 11, 11 AX. Then 8 minus 4, 4 AY. I am finding the distance vector RPR. Then minus 2, minus 6, minus 8 AZ vector. Then what is the magnitude? Magnitude of RPR. Instead of writing always magnitude, simply it is, I can write it as RPR. It is one and the same. Under root of 11 square plus 4 square plus minus 8 whole square is nothing but 8 square only I will take, because it doesn't matter. So root of 11 square, I hope you are also calculating, plus 4 square plus 8 square. So I am getting as 14.17. I hope you are getting the same thing, 14.17. So this is RPR. Then okay, RPR we have found out, we will substitute here. But what about APR? APR also we have to find out. So APR is equal to the vector RPR divided by its magnitude of RPR. Right, we'll substitute later on. Okay, first RPR square. RPR is 14.17 whole square into APR. APR is, okay, next I will substitute APR. Later on I will take care of this. First I will calculate this thing. APR is equal to. So I will calculate this entire thing first, what I will be getting. Then APR I will take care later. So minus sign I will keep it as it is. So they will get cancelled. You can observe here 10 power minus 12, 10 power minus 6, 10 power minus 6, right? It is minus 12 and 10 power minus 12 will get cancelled. So I am left out with 20 into 50 divided by 4 into pi. Pi is there in your calculator. 4 into pi into 8.854 into 14.17 square into 14.17 square. So I am getting it as, so I am writing here minus sign as it is, minus sign. So minus, if I take engineering, 44.76 into 10 power minus 3 I am getting. APR as it is I am writing, right? So this much I am getting. You can observe the negative sign here, means the direction of force should be reversed, because it is attractive force already, as I have told previously, right? This negative sign indicates, means the direction of force, whatever I assumed in the diagram, should be reversed, means it is attractive force, not the repulsive force, right? Next, what is the APR? We will substitute here. FPR is equal to minus 44.76 into 10 power minus 6, minus 3. What is APR? Now I am doing it for APR. APR is vector, here I have written vector RPR divided by its magnitude. RPR, vector RPR is 11AX plus 4AY minus 8AZ divided by its magnitude 14.17. Okay, after we will simplify it. After simplifying, I hope we will simplify it. Just multiply this minus 44.76 into 10 power minus 3 with the first term, 11 by 14.17. We will get AX. Similarly, multiply with the second term, and finally we will get this answer. I am leaving the calculation part to you people. 0.001 0346 AX I will get. After multiplying and simplifying we will get this minus 0.01261 AY plus 0.02522 AZ newtons. So this is the answer you are going to get after multiplying newtons. But if it is, so this is the force, right? This is the force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1 in vector form. If it is asked to calculate the magnitude, already I have here. So this equation I have. So magnitude means just take APR. This is indicating the direction. I don't want direction. Just I want magnitude of force means 44.76 millinewtons. You can check the answer here, right? 44. I got 76 here 634. No problem, because fractional part. While calculating, I'll be taking 2 digits. They will be taking 3 digits. No problem. Here I am getting 44.76 millinewtons. They are getting 44.634 millinewtons. And here this is the force vector, right? Answer they are telling, right? Any doubts here? No doubts? Okay. We'll take up one more problem. Okay. This will be the last problem for today's class. Once again on Coulomb's law only. 4-point charges, each of 10 microcoulomb. Just read the question thoroughly and try to picturize it and try to grasp the concepts, right? 4-point charges, each of 10 microcoulomb are placed in the free space at the points. 4 points are given, 1, 0, 0, so and so 4 points are given respectively. Determine the force on a point charge of 30 microcoulomb located at a point 0, 0, 1 meters, right? Means we have seen the Coulomb's law, that is force due to a number of point charges, right? The total amount of force acting on the charge due to other n number of charges is F1 plus F2 plus F3 and so on, that formula, right? We have to make use of that. So first we will draw the diagram. You can observe the points. X is 1. You can observe the points. X is varying from 1 to minus 1 here, and Y is varying from 1 to minus 1, and charge Q is 30 microcoulomb is located at in the Z axis. So we'll try to picturize it. Without drawing the diagram also we can solve the problem, but it is not means if we are drawing the diagram means we know the concept, right? So it is always better to draw the diagram and solve the problem. So first let me call this point okay, those 4 points where charge 10 microcoulomb is located. So 4 charges are there. Here I will call it as Q is equal to, because all the 4 charges are same, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, or else let me call it as QA, charge QA, it is better, QA, QB, QC and QD. Okay, I have my own reasons why I called it as QA, QB, later I will explain. And it is equal to 10 microcoulombs. 4 point charges are placed at the points. So corresponding where they are placed at point A. First I will take 1, 0, 0. 1, 0, 0. Next one, another charge QB is placed at point B of, they have not given any naming, so I am taking the help of naming, B of minus 1, 0, 0, and C and QC is located C of 0, 1, 0, and QD is located at point D of 0, minus 1, 0 respectively, right? A, B, C, D. Here are the locations. Then we want to determine the force on a point charge of 30 microcoulomb. I have used QA, QB, QC, QD. Then let me call this another charge as let me call it as QE. I will call it as QE. Let me take it QE. It is equal to 30. Okay, one small, one capital I will not take. QE is equal to 30 microcoulomb, and it is located at E of 0, 0, 1. And I hope the scenario is clear. The notations what I have taken is clear, right? A of 1 0 0 will come here. This is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. A of 1 0 0 where charge QA is located. Then B of minus 1 0 0 means negative x-axis. Here it will come QB. B of minus 1 0 0 where charge QB is located. QB is located. The next QC where it is 0 1 0 means the here somewhere on y-axis. C of 0 1 0 where charge QC is located. Then D of 0 minus 1 is negative y-axis. Here somewhere it is located here. D of 0 minus 1 0 where QD is located. Then these are the four charges: QA, QB, QC, QD. Then what is the total amount of force acting on charge QE due to other charges? Let me look at the charge QE. The coordinate E is 0 0 1 on Z axis. E of 0 0 1 where charge QE is located. Fine. From QA I can join what is the total amount of force exerted on charge QE by QA, right? So this I will make it, and this force I will call it as F A to E, FAE I will call it as. Force exerted on charge QE by QA is FAE, right? Then similarly FBE I am not drawing. Similarly by force exerted on charge B on E, QB on QE is FBE, QC on QE is FCE, QD on QE is FDE, right? So the total amount of force acting on F total, the total force, okay, right, total force acting on or experienced by, total force acting on QE is given by F total is equal to due to charge A to E, FAE, the force FAE. Similarly FB to E. Instead of FAE, FB I can use F1, F2, but it is better because I have clearly mentioned the naming FAE, right? Then due to C it is FCE. Then due to the fourth charge FDE, right? Once we write the formula, the problem is solved. Call this as equation 1. So find out FAE, FBE, FCE, FDE, and it's over. But observe one thing here. Okay, then from A to E I have drawn. Then what is the unit vector from A to E? RAE. RA to E is the unit vector, sorry, distance vector, and unit vector is AAE. Right? You can observe one thing, A and B, and they are located on x-axis pursuant this by a same amount, and on y-axis these two charges, they are lying in the xy plane, right? And Z is at the center, means the distance from A to E, B to E, C to E and D to E, they are same, the distance is same, but unit vector direction will be changing. So the distance is same, RAE is equal to RBE, the distance is same, RBE from C to E and D to E, the distance is same, right? What is the distance? We'll find out. What is this distance? We'll find out. So first I'll find out the vector RAE for that purpose, right? But anyhow I have to find out all the vectors here. Okay, let me try to write the formula for FAE. FAE. The charge at point A is QA, and QA into QE divided by 4 pi epsilon naught RAE square into AAE. Similarly I can write the formula for FBE, right? FBE is, just I will not write, just I will tell you, FBE is equal to QB into QE by 4 pi epsilon naught RBE square into ABE. But observe one thing, QA I have taken here. QA is equal to QB is equal to QC is equal to QD, right? And fine. Okay. So I will observe the common things and I will write down the final formula like this. I hope you will understand here if after writing. So QA is equal to QB equal to QC, right? From this I will get QA QB, so I can take it out QA, and QE is same, so QE also I can take it out from all the thing. QA into QE will come outside, and 4 pi epsilon naught. See here, RAE equal to RBE equal to RCE equal to RDE. Let me call it as R. Simply, and we'll try to find out R later. So R square I'll write here. We'll find out. Then here, this matters a lot because only the unit vector is changing. So AAE from the first vector, first force, from second force ABE, we have to take care about the unit vectors ABE plus ACE plus ADE. This is the final formula, right? And QA is equal to QB equal to QC equal to Q. Instead of QA, I can make it just simply Q because it is representing. I am taking common. Q is taken out because Q is equal to QA, that is equal to QB, and that is equal to 10 microcoulomb, right? This is fine. Okay, next AE. What is AE? Okay, I'll go to next slide and I will write the same formula. F total is equal to Q into QE by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into AAE ABE. I am rewriting the formula from the previous slide. ACE plus ADE. Why I am taking common means to avoid repetitive calculations, or else what I could have done, I could have calculated FAE separately, FBE, FCE, FDE separately, then I could add all of them. That is one way of doing it. But I have to identify the common things because almost I have to understand the problem, because QA equal to QB equal to QC equal to QD, all such things I have to take care. So I will rewrite the formula once again. Q into QE by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. What is AAE? The vector RAE divided by its magnitude. Magnitude means it is same, right? RAE plus RBE vector divided by its magnitude, RBE plus RCE divided by RCE magnitude plus RDE divided by RDE. But RAE, RBE, RCE, RDE, they are same and it is equal to R. So I'll take RAE outside, one and the same. They are all equal to distance R. So once again I am identifying and I am simplifying the formula. QA into QB by 4 pi epsilon naught. This R is taken out. R square, instead of R square it will become R cube now. Earlier it was R square, R is taken out. Then next, what I am left out with, RAE plus RBE plus RCE plus RDE. Alright, okay. One by one we will do. First, what is RAE? We will find out the distance vector, but for that I need the points. So for my reference I will write the points here by looking at the previous slide. A is 100. A is 100 and B is minus 1 0 0 and C is, I think it is 0 1 0. Let me check it later on. I will refer. D is 0 minus 1 0, I think. Let me check it. C is 0 1 0. Yes, fine. D is also fine. E is 0 0 1. E is 0 0 1. Yes. First we'll calculate what is RAE, because I require RAE, RBE, RCE, RDE, the unit vectors, sorry, distance vectors. What is RA to E? A to E means 0 minus RA to E. 0 minus 1 minus AX 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, that is AZ. So I am getting RAE. Just calculate the distance vector. Similarly, I will calculate RBE. I have been making use of coordinates I am calculating. I hope you know how to calculate RB to E. 0 minus of minus 1, that is AX plus AX. B to E, 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, that is ESZ. So I am getting this. Then similarly calculate RCE, C to E. So 0 minus 0, 0 minus 1, minus AY, and 1 minus 0, 1 AZ. I will not write 1. Then RDE I want. So D to E means 0 minus 0, 0 minus 1, AY plus AY I will get. 1 minus 0, 1 AZ. So after calculation of distance vectors, this is the thing. Next I will substitute in the above formula and I will calculate the total amount of force, F total. So what is Q? Q is 10 microcoulomb. So I will substitute 10 microcoulomb, 10 into 10 power minus 6. And what is QE? 30 microcoulomb, right? Observe. Yes, QE is 30 microcoulomb. I am substituting the formula. Divided by 4 into pi into epsilon naught 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Yes, I have not calculated R yet. So how to calculate R? R is equal to RAE, RBE, one and the same. So RAE I have. Then magnitude of RAE I will find out that. Any one you find out. So R is equal to magnitude of RAE. I will calculate. So just find out the magnitude. Under root of 1 square plus 1 square, right? Root 2 will get. The distance is root 2. So here R cube is the root 2 whole cube it will become, right? Root 2 is how much? Let me write root 2. It is 0.707, right? Sorry, root 2 is 1.414. 1.414 root 2 whole cube. 1.414 whole cube I will write, because R cube is there. Then RAE, what is RAE? Minus AX plus AZ. Then what is RBE? Plus AX plus AZ. Then what is RCE? Minus AY plus AZ. Then what is RDE? AY plus AZ. So AX will get cancelled. Minus AY plus AY will get cancelled. But AZ, 1, 2, 3, 4 times AZ. So just multiply 4 times AZ I will get. Just simplify this part. So this will get cancelled. 10 power minus 6, 10 power minus 6 and 10 power minus 12. And I am calculating this part. So 10 into 30 divided by 4 into pi into 8.854 into 1.414 cube. So what I am getting is 0.95 something here. Just I'll write 0.9537. I am getting this entire thing, and within bracket what I am getting 4 times AZ, right? 4 times AZ. So multiply 4 for this, whatever the answer you got. So 3.81 AZ newtons, right? If it is asked magnitude, under root of 3.814 square is once again means 3.814 newtons. If it is magnitude, so vector is this much. Just will cross verify the answer. 3. Yes, you are getting here 3.813 AZ newtons. 3.813. What we have calculated is 3.814. Fine. I hope this is clear, and I'll stop the class here and I'll stop recording also here.